What is going on, IK fam? And I'm back again today for another video. And today we're going to be talking about Contention of Relics. And as we are doing that, I am going to be covering all of the stages and the steps. We'll even show you some examples from a provincial capital to look at what some of the titles are, some of the tax givings as well. And first off, let's start with exactly what is Contention of Relics. So, Contention of Relics is an event that happens once you hit your Chronicle 14. Now, this is where it opens the first round of Contention of Relics and occupies the World Heart. Win the Contention of Relics and be crowned King of Norheim. Now, there's 3 rounds of this, and we will show you here too as well. If we go to, we'll start with the rules and just kind of work our way down. And it says, right, you opens it up right as you complete Chronicles events to unlock. And then we have 3 rounds, as it says, right? You're going to face different defenses. After the end of the closing event and the relics ended, you will then re-enter a preparation phase, and the Contention of Relics will start opening in a cycle, right? Again, for the 3 total rounds. And then let's get to the rules. So, how do you win Contention of Relics, right? To obtain victory in the Contention of Relics, you must draw on the entire strength of your kingdom, right? You have to obtain energy cubes. Some of the ways you can do that, excuse me, and then the kingdoms, right, which obtain second and third most cubes, right? They'll also, these will be considered to have lost, but they still get rewards too as well. And now, how do you get cubes, right? You get cubes from the World Heart, you get them from the Relics, you get them from Chaos Beasts, which are PvE units that spawn in the Forbidden Zone, and then you also can gather energy nodes, right? And these also spawn in the Forbidden Zone every 2 hours on the dot. So at 0, reset, 2, UTC 4, UTC 6, so on and so forth. Now, as I've said, right, Contention of Relics takes place here in the middle of the map in the Forbidden Zone, right? You have 5 relics. Each of them you can see give you different buffs. Now these buffs will change as different rounds come up, so they might be different. They may be different entirely, or they might just switch the city or the relic that gives you the buff, right? But each of them get different ones. Now the relics produce 400 energy per hour. That's a flat rate. With the World Heart, it works a little different. You get 1,000 per hour, but it's only for 12 hours, and then it goes into an unoccupied state for 12 hours, right? Which means that, and again, we'll show you this based on the rules, right? It'll say here, the alliance that occupies the World Heart will obtain energy cube production for 12 hours. After 12 hours, the World Heart will return to an unoccupied state. So, based on this, it seems as though you could back-to-back capture it, right, after the 12-hour period has finished, right, to try and get, like, you know, constant 24/7 or 24-hour production out of it, based on how it reads, as long as there's not a cooldown time or anything after, which I'm sure we'll find out later. Now, some of the rewards, let's talk about that. The kingdoms will be ranked based on how many energy cubes they obtain, right? We'll show you the rankings here in a moment. Then you can purchase some of these items that you get as Valor Marks and others from the Mysterious Shop, right? Now, you can earn Valor Marks by energy cubes you accumulate in rankings. You can get Valor Marks by attacking Chaos Beasts as well. And then, let me see here. And then we have, which can be obtained by honor. And then you also get, so this is the part here that I wanted to briefly touch on, which is you can also obtain some Valor Marks and gems based on the honor ranking, which you obtained honor from fighting in the Forbidden Zone area. In addition, you can also obtain extra Valor Marks by defeating Time Chaos. Within the kingdom, right, that wins the Contention of Relics, alliances that rank first in the energy cubes, right, again, you're just going to get a rare territory decoration for Forbidden Zone Sovereign, which is cool, and then you get some decorations that can be decided by the alliance leader to dish out. Now, within the kingdom that wins the Contention of Relics, right, the alliance that ranks first in cubes and obtained number is over 200,000 will also obtain the right to appoint the king. The lord who becomes king is decided by the alliance leader. The king shall continue to reign until the end of the closing phase, right? And we'll show you a little bit about how that works, right? So, again, that's for that's when you cap this, right? Which is essentially like its own capital. We'll show you a capital and how that looks too as well. So we have Filra, right? One of the first 5 level 5 capital cities. Now this is how the screen looks, and this is also how it's going to look in, for the World Heart. And we'll show you that in a moment. Now, when you assign someone, right, this is how it works. So, like, I assign myself as the governor, right? It lets me dish out orders. I can then assign 4 title officers, right, or titles here. And you have deputy governor, treasurer, military officer, judge, right? Now, each of these bonuses are the same. The only difference is that the amount of the buffs increase as you go up in levels for capital cities and then World Heart as well, respectively. So you have conscription, seriously wounded, which is great. Resource gold production, damage dealt to other kingdoms, prosperity, regen. Right, now let's take a look at king. So you look at king, similar thing, right? The only difference is that some of these is that the percentages just increase, right? It was 30, now it's 50 here. It was 3, now it's 5. It was 6, now it's 10. I think this was 6, and now it's 10 for conscription as well, right? And it just increases. So now let's take a look. I think that is it there for the rewards that we covered. And here we go. Yeah, so special deposits, right? These ones are... right, so after the Contention of Relics, special deposits will appear in the Forbidden Zone with higher resource reserves and faster gathering speeds. And the kingdom that wins the contention will be rewarded with additional gold and speed up items for their lords when gathering at special deposits. So awesome, right? So basically the faction that wins, right, will be able to have some extra rewards and resources that they can gather after the event finishes. So let's take a look at the shop. Now, right, or actually, I'm sorry, before that, let me look at rewards. So rewards, right, you have alliance rewards, you have personal rewards, right? These are valor marks that you get depending on how many cubes you have. And so with this, right, at the end of the Contention of Relics, the alliance members will obtain following rewards, right? So if you have this cube, right, you'll get this many valor marks. And then these are personal rewards, right, depending on where you rank. The thing about it is I don't know where the ranking thing is, right? So I don't know where to go here to view, right, to click on stuff, to click on anything where I can see, you know, where the current ranking is. Unless I'm crazy and I just can't find it anywhere. Oh, here we go. Awesome. There we go. Just had to click on the trophy. So funny. Okay, so we have Alliance rank, and then we have Lord Honor. Now, the Honor, I want to say this is just for attacking. So, again, you know, it actually might be beneficial for us to, I don't know, to attack people. I don't know. The way I can tell you that we're doing it right now is we have it set up, right, where there's no PvP in the Forbidden Zone, right? Like, no one should be attacking anyone. People are still doing it. Who knows if we're going to change it up or not, right? Because I think with the way the event works, obviously, we probably should be doing PvP because I feel like it's just a lot more work to tell people not to. But at the same time, right, it's something that has to be explained to everyone, right? Because it's the first Contention of Relics, and we didn't let all of the alliances know what we were going to do beforehand. To me, it seems like it's a little bit better to mitigate the losses by just going with what we're doing now until round 2, right, where we can properly inform people. People have appropriate expectations where they know PvP is going to happen, and then you don't just have like what you do with Kill Event, right, that for servers that run at free-for-all where people are getting attacked left and right, and they have no idea why, right? Education is very important. But anyways, now let's go ahead and talk about the shop, right? So these are rewards that you get. Now, if you place first, right, I want to say this is based off factions, right? So if you get place first for gold, right, you get more options. As an example, if you compare 1 to 2, you'll notice that Frederick and Ashoka are available. As 1, you also get William and Empress Wu, right? And the amounts, though, are the same, right? Now, for Philosopher's Stones, you'll see 15. For here, you see 20. Right, so again, there are some differences, and you get more access and either more rewards if you place higher, right, as a faction. So again, we have a little bit less time here, but that kind of covers what Contention of Relics is right now, and essentially what you have to do. But before I finish, let me just tell you guys real quick about some of the areas you're going to see here in the middle of the map, right, with the Chaos Beasts. So there's 3 levels to Chaos Beasts, and there's also these energy deposits, right? So here's one as an example, a node, right? So if I click Garrison, I can send one of my garrisons. It does cost action points, right? But I'll send it, and I'll help gather nodes for our alliance, right? And then I think you also get some rewards. And then for here on Chaos Beasts, right, you rally these, right? You can only have up to 5 players in a rally, and there's 3 different levels. And essentially how it works is the individuals who do the most damage get the most Valor marks. Now, we think the cap is at about 1,600 Valor marks, even if you're doing a level 3, because we were testing this with some of our high players yesterday. And so essentially, you really only want to have the amount of people join that can kill it. So as an example, right, we could have someone like JoJo and Shadow, right, from our team, and like Gibbles, right? We could have them 3 go and just do level 3s all day, but the person who does the most damage, right, initially, or it's either the most, it is the most damage, but it's also depending on the ranking, so, or the positions of the rally leaders, right? So if the person starts the rally, they're going to be the first person to hit the Chaos Beast, right? Now, if, let's say, the first 2 people do the most damage, and, like, as an example, let's say that JoJo does 70% damage, Shadow does 25% damage, and then Gibbles does 5%. But if Gibbles was the first person to hit, he probably could have done 30 or 40% damage, right? Which means that he can get more Valor Marks. So the way that we're gauging it is it might be more beneficial to have your strongest players be the rally leaders when they're on, right? And only have enough players in a rally where they can get the max amount of Valor Marks for the damage that they're doing, right? So it may not be beneficial to put JoJo, Shadow, and Gibbles in a rally, but it might be more beneficial to do two out of three of them in a rally, right? So they can get the most amount of Valor Marks for their overall damage on the Chaos Beast, and then the other one can just do their own rally, right? Or all three of them can do their own rally, and then you have everyone else join, so they're still getting the most amount of Valor Marks, right? So you're just trying to min-max the amount that you can get overall. So anyways, that's just something to kind of take note in, right? Resource nodes, pretty simple, right? You can have, I think you can have like up to 10 or 12. Let me see here. Max garrison, yeah. Oh, I see. So as the level increases, you can have more. I think the max is 12. This is 2, so I think it's between somewhere like 5 and 6 that you can have in these going from level 1 to level 5. And again, as you finish gathering those, the points just go to your alliance. So I think that covers everything that we have so far for Contention of Relics. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have already been in Contention of Relics for some of the older servers, I'd love to hear your guys' experience and maybe how you guys have managed it. Again, did you enjoy Contention of Relics? I think so far we're having a good time, and I think a lot of it is just going to come down to working out some of those finer details once we kind of get to round 2, and then just trying to come out of round 1 a little unscathed. But so far, I really like the event. I think it adds just another kind of PvE and PvP aspect to the game as you're progressing the kingdom / server. I totally have to get the kingdom thing because that's always my default when I talk about kingdom builders. But yes, so that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm actually going to be making another video too as well, because we're going to be attempting to take World Heart here shortly. So that should be pretty cool to see. Oh, and also I want to show you guys one last thing. Shout out to my boy JoJo, because he hit VIP 15, and when you click on his city, look at this animation. Isn't that dope sauce? That is so cool. Anyways, love you guys. Until next time, peace.